What's goody world? It's your boy Donnie Peoplez. Right now we in a secret location, Atlanta, GA. About to really get deep into some stuff. Like I said, you know what I'm saying, the net is watching. It's always watching. And we about to interview one of the most, I feel, influential people in the hip-hop industry right now, in the industry period, you know what I'm saying? And the great Professor Griff, I like to call him. And we about to get into a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying, from questions on his upcoming album to questions on the Illuminati, who is the Illuminati and what's their whole motive in this big world takeover they're trying to do. And as we're all aware of, the healthcare bill got passed yesterday, and you know, it's some major stuff about to go down. So us, Donnie Peoplez, Deadbolt TV, like I said, we're gonna bring it to y'all raw, 100% uncut. That's the only way we can do it. So I'm gonna bring it to you the only way I know how. Donnie Peoplez here, the net is watching. Got my special guest here, the great Professor Griff. For y'all who don't know, a lot of y'all might be too young to know, you know, Professor Griff, the great public enemy, as y'all know, you know what I'm saying? And to me, that was just like the last of the righteous era on the tube. You know, ever since that era, it's been downhill. So, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, I'm glad to see you doing this thing still. He's still getting that message out to people like me that's still in their 20s, so we can carry it on for generations and generations. So without further ado, because I know I'm rambling along, I want to introduce the man himself, great Professor Griff.
Peace, greetings. How you feel?
All right, my brother.
All right.
So Griff, for everybody who don't know, you know what I'm saying, we want to let them know what you got going on. For people who don't know, like I said, a lot of my viewers are young or whatever the case may be. Why don't you tell them where you coming from and what you got going on?
That's a good question, simply because a lot of times when you talk about where you came from, it's an era probably before anybody in this room was born. You understand what I'm saying? And to tell people how it was, it's hard for people to grasp the whole concept of being out on Long Island. We call it Strong Island. And we seen the trains coming, the Long Island Railroad coming through, and on the trains, somebody had tagged their name or tagged some graffiti or tagged some kind of message on the train, and we seen it go by. And we trying to figure out, okay, where's that train coming from and what's going on at the beginning of that journey for that particular train. So it led us to get on the train and to follow it back to the Bronx. And we kind of figured hip-hop was going on. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
How did Jersey know? The PATH train. How did all the trains and the subways that went underground and went to the Bronx, pardon me, out of the Bronx into Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, Governor's Island, Reese Island, Long Island, went all throughout New York to let people know something was going on in the Bronx. That shit took 10 years. 10 years. We heard it. We seen it. We seen the graffiti. We was hearing something bubbling under. We heard some things. But in order for you to understand and know and understand hip-hop, you had to be there the first 10 years. We understand a lot of us don't read. You understand what I'm saying? But this is for those of us that do. As a matter of fact, this is the reason why we have to communicate through this medium. Right. Because there's a lot of cats right now sitting back, watching some porno shit, lighting L's, you know, drinking and shit. That's like saying, yo, I ain't trying to read that, dude. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to put it on YouTube for them. And we see you. Right. We're going to get your ass anyway. Willingly or unwillingly, we coming for you. So you might as well just get in and say, okay, well, they here.
So yeah, you're going to commit one way or the other. So, you know, moving forward, I know you got a new album coming up. I definitely want you to speak on that.
Yeah, definitely. It's called The God Damage, and it's with my band, The Seventh Octave. This is our second album. The first album is called The Seventh Degree. And the reason why we call it The God Damage is because we didn't want to give people the definition of the title of the album. We wanted to say to people that it's called The God Damage, and you determine what it is. I've heard all kind of definitions. Mine personally is, you know, we the gods. Person that's watching this, the sister that's watching this, she's the goddess. Do you understand what I'm saying? We need to recognize the damage that we're doing to the God self. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Hip-hop came from the essence of the gods and goddesses. Look at what we've done to hip-hop. You understand what I'm saying? So it's the God Damage. It'll be out 30 days from now, and I'm not asking people to go cop it. Shit, you're going to feel it anyway. It's that vibration that we putting out. You ain't got no other choice. I'm not being cocky or arrogant.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? It's something that we're going to put out there, and you're going to hear it one way or the other. Whether I got to use that shit as a frisbee at the family reunion or whatever, but you're going to experience it, seriously.
So, you know, moving forward, it's some other things we want to talk about. Obviously, this getting a lot of play now. It's coming to the forefront. People really wasn't aware of it. Even myself, back in the day when Pac did the album Cluminati, and I just thought it was just a catchy name or whatever the case may be. But now I'm aware. I'm like, you know, he was basically dissing the Illuminati. So I'm automatically convinced that that's who got him killed, just by comparing both of the names. But you know, for the viewers who are not too aware of the Illuminati, what is the Illuminati?
Well, like real basic and like elementary teachings, the Illuminati simply means holders of the light, the torch bearers, the light bearers. Anything dealing with the light, because they feel that they are the ones that's going to lead the way into this new millennium. So when you see the light bearers, you're actually talking about this hidden hand, so to speak, of people who really truly control things. So when you hear the Illuminati, it's the illuminated ones, the light bearers, the torch bearers. And the prime example of that is when you see the Olympics. They take the torch through every city in town, every city, and it comes to America, and they pass the torch. That's a sign of the Illuminati. The Statue of Liberty is the sign of the Illuminati. Shell gas station. The shell is not an actual shell, it's a rising sun. MasterCard, because they call themselves men of towardness, those that operate between the rising and the setting suns, because they're sun worshippers and they believe in the light. You understand what I'm saying? That they're the light bearers. So they leave signs and symbols. I could take out a dollar bill and break it down from top to bottom, back and forth. You understand what I'm saying? These are the people that hid themselves, interwoven themselves into the fabric of every aspect of America. Politics, education, religion, every facet of America. I'm gonna keep this, all right?
Okay.
So like I was saying, right? When you talk about the Illuminati hiding themselves, here you have the all-seeing eye on top of a pyramid acting as the capstone. You understand what I'm saying? Inside, if you connect the dots, drawing out a Star of David, you'll see the word Mason. All right? But actually, the word Mason, if you scramble the letters around, is the ancient order of the Noble Mystic Shrine. All right? But not only that, see, they hide cute little things like that because they know that we don't know the symbols, symbology. We're not symbol literate. So when you read it further, it says Nuit Coetus, which is Latin, Novus Ordo Seclorum, announcing the birth of the New World Order. Well, shit, the New World Order is already here. This is about to play out. This is only worth 8 cents. So you brothers out there that's selling drugs and killing people over this, stop that, man. This is not even worth it. You understand what I'm saying? But we need to put enough of these together so we can buy some land so we can carve out our own destiny. Are you following me? You see the gentrification going on throughout every major city in America. They moving black people out. They taking over the inner cities. All right? That brings us to Haiti. That brings us to Hurricane Katrina. Are you following me? So these things are going on right before our eyes. But one interesting thing about the dollar bill. In the corner to the left of George Washington's head, if you fold it this way and this way, you'll actually see an owl that sits right in the corner, right above the number 1.
The Bohemian owl.
Right. Which is their logo, simply because the reason why they chose the owl is because the owl sees things in the dark. The owl is wise, and the owl always makes that particular sound called who, because we don't know who. Are you following me? Right. But the owl represents the District of Columbia. That brings me to your friend, not mine, Barack Obama. Barack Obama.
You talking about Barry?
Yeah.
What's up, Barry?
Barack Obama is the president of a corporation, and he's not the president of the United States of America.
Absolutely.
Their logo is the all-seeing owl. Now, to prove that, I always say in my lectures that if you find any watch ad in any magazine, the time is always 10:10. Why? Simply because the District of Columbia is designed 10 square miles by 10. That's the government, not everything else. That's what he's the president over. A corporation. What is a corporation's main entity that they buy, sell, and trade? You. Are you following me? You a useless eater to them. You a sheeple. Are you following me? Your birth certificate is worth $634,000. And this is what they use as collateral with Britain. And that's the only thing that they run in America. You're a human resource. You understand what I'm saying? This is why you have no right.
people who don't know, who runs the Illuminati? Who are the founding fathers of this whole demonic?
What I do is, rather than talk off the top of my head, is your dollar back. At the top of my head, I go to books like this, Bloodlines of the Illuminati. It gives you all of the families that are here, not written by a black man, not written by Griff. You understand what I'm saying? These are the bloodlines of the Illuminati. This is why Barack Obama, President Obama, is tied in via the bloodline. This is why Jay-Z said that he was sitting in San Tropez sipping $20,000 bottles of Cristal with the Blue Bloods. Are you following me? So when you talk about a place like the White House, they're not talking about a physical place, they're talking about a bloodline. So we can call their names all day long, but until you connect the dots, as Steve Coakley teaches us, you don't know who's operating with who. All right, so Fritz Springmeier broke it down in this book, The Bloodlines of the Illuminati. And the average person, especially us, we're not going to go to the store and spend $40 and decode this and break this down and teach this to our people. But brothers like myself, I have to. And this gentleman, Tex Mars, wrote Codex Magica. All these signs and symbols and these handshakes and all this kind of stuff your man Jay-Z and the rest of these people are doing, they're decoded right in this particular book. They don't position themselves with these handshakes and these body movements and sitting a certain way. You see what I mean? They don't do this for nothing. All right? They do this for a reason. Look. Are you following me? They're speaking a language to someone right past your consciousness. They're speaking an entire language, and until we become symbol literate,
I definitely want to get.
We won't know Codex Magica by Tex Mars.
I'll make sure y'all check this out. I mean, like this glancing, because you know he was showing me a lot of things. It's like, yeah, all the different poses and stuff people do.
Right, and handshakes and whatnot. We got to understand why these people sit the way they do and send signals the way they do, and the whole language that they use, being a symbol literate. You understand what I'm saying? And we gotta understand that, because they're speaking a language right past us. A lot of people ask me. Matter of fact, Tavis Smiley asked me in my book when the cameras were turned off. He said, because I came to the interview on the Tavis Smiley show with books and newspapers and shit. He says, well, you can leave that backstage. I'm like, nah, I might need it. So I just kind of set it right there on the coffee table. But they made sure they didn't get it in the shot. Because if he was to go in on some of these things, I wanted to show them that this is not coming from me. God is no respecter of persons, man. God don't care who you are. The truth is the truth. Listen, if it starts to rain right now and all of us went outside, you think it's not going to rain on you like it's going to rain on me? God is no respecter of persons. When the truth hits you, it hits you.
So what is Illuminati's purpose in the industry, and when did they infiltrate the industry? When did this all start in the industry as far as music?
Well, globally, they want a total global enslavement. They want to control every facet of everyone's life, everything moving, breathing, thinking. They want to control everything on the planet.
Okay.
Now, I'm 49 years old. Before you was born, I was giving this lecture. You can go back into the archives and say, okay, well, damn, he was talking about the New World Order and the Illuminati a long time ago, which I talk about that in my book when I deal with the occult science. But it first hit me when a man by the name of Steve Coakley started connecting dots. And I already knew some things prior to that, but when he started actually putting it up and connecting the names with the organizations, with the people, to black people, in and out of music, in and out of education and politics, I said, oh wow, this is a lot deeper than I ever thought. So when I started actually putting up physical charts and connecting people's names, I said, oh, if it's happening with the World Council of Churches, with the Creflo Dollars and the TD Snakes and the Eddie Wrongs in them, then it's happening in music. And sure enough, when I started pulling the cover off of Sony, we started pulling the cover off of MCA and some of these major record companies at the time, it's there. There's a man by the name of John Todd. If you put his name in the search engine, he talks about, I should have turned that off. That's the Roots, by the way. You heard the Roots' new album?
Yeah,
oh, it's kind of fly. But anyway, John Todd actually talks about how they had a secret chamber down below the record company where they used to take your master, put it on the altar, and do rituals around your music.
I've heard of that. I've heard of that.
This is real. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when I started connecting the dots, it just hit me, man, like somebody cold cocked me. And I'm like, wow, right here, right in front of me. But then I was really shocked, to answer your question directly, I was shocked to see the Jay-Z's and the Damon Dash and these kind of people, their behavior wasn't like it was early on. They were strictly hood. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then I'm like, well, what is it about belonging to the Billionaires Boys Club that makes you change and get disconnected from the hood? Do you understand what I'm saying? I said, oh, they've taken the oath. See, the Illuminati, the holders of the light, infiltrated the Masonic Lodge. Now, for the Masons that are out there watching this, you don't know a damn thing about this. I ain't talking about your average Mason down the street that know a couple little handshakes and little code words. I'm not talking about him. He don't know anything about this. The Illuminati infiltrated. If you study Myron Fagan, the one who actually brought this information to light, he did a thing called the CFR. The CFR is the Illuminati in America. Myron Fagan. And he was basically saying the Illuminati infiltrated the Masonic Lodge and actually was the ones that set up camp in the Masonic Lodge and actually initiated some of these people in the Masonic Lodge. And once the Kanye West and the Nas and these kind of people kind of took that oath, it's a wrap, man.
So let me ask you this, like with Nas, especially, like, I always thought Nas was speaking against the powers that be, especially with the last album that he released, the Nigga album. Like, I felt like out of all the mainstream artists, he really was the one to kind of expose some of the stuff that was going on and kind of speak out against it. You know, not like how Tupac did. I don't think he went as far as that. But at the same time, he did kind of come out at them.
I think Nas in a clever way, and we have to respect Nas for this. Beautiful brother, talented artist, but he has to juggle this thing like we got to juggle this thing. He got to survive. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I think he was up in that space. I think some shit was revealed to him, and he said, look, if I don't play both sides of this thing to get out of this shit alive, I'm going to end up like Tupac. Personally, that's what I feel. Nas may be watching this. I know Nas. Nas knows me. You understand what I'm saying? But that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm feeling watching Nas and the moves that he's making.
Throughout his whole life. Because Nas, to me, I felt like they always tried to position Nas in Jay-Z's position. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as, like, I feel like they approached each artist from different coasts, the main artists at the time, and approached them with the same ultimatum.
Right.
And the ones who they felt like didn't want it and were probably going to reveal something, they ousted.
Right, but you know, so it's an interesting point, simply because I tell people all the time, you don't choose them, they choose you.
Right.
So they had their eye on Nas for a long time. Now, we can't sit there and say for sure that they approached Nas, but I'm telling you, I'm willing to bet some money that they did. Look at his career and some of the things that he was trying to do. You understand? On a street level, trying to survive in the industry. He was battling Jay-Z at the point where he flipped and signed with Jay. And I'm like, wait a minute, dude. You just ate his ass alive with the ether. You understand what I'm saying? But yet you're going to go sign with your rival? Come on, something's up with that. Right. See, that's the Hegelian dialectic principle. You know, that's the three-step solution. Problem, reaction, solution. You know, the same thing that Kanye and 50 Cent did. Made us think that they were against one another. When they started competing who's going to sell the most records, shit, they was probably in cahoots with one another to get that cheese, get caked up. You understand what I'm saying?
So what do you feel about, like, so you feel like every artist who's in that money space, the Puff Daddies, the Jay-Z's, the 50 Cents, the Kanyes, the Eminems, the Dr. Dre's, all these people, the Ice Cubes, are they a part of what's force feeding us with all this?
Yeah, but they want to know, and I want to look in the camera and tell them to their face, man, y'all ass is a peon. When them crackers get a hold of your ass and they decide to do away with you like they did Michael Jackson, I'm warning you, I'm telling you, they killed Michael Jackson.
I believe that.
When they ready to get rid of your ass, you are done. And your ass cannot come back to the hood. You seen the DVD rap sheets?
Nah, I'm not here.
Well, this white boy actually got the dossier 500 pages thick from the police department. And he actually took it around with a film crew, such as yours, and he actually put Snoop on the camera. He put a few people on, 50 Cent, other people on film looking through the dossier. You know why? Because inside of the dossier, like it is here, the names of your children, your wife's name, your house, what kind of car you own, social security number, damn their bank accounts number, everything that they could possibly have in that dossier they gave to this white boy. And they use that dossier to pass around to police agencies. This is how come when we show up in Miami for a party or whatever, like the party you about to have tomorrow, or this weekend or whatever, oh, it's a wrap. They already know you coming. And then slick ass, gay ass Puffy. Where's that book at? What the hell I did with that damn? But Mark Perry's book. Mark Perry talked about, is there some books over there? No. But anyway, I know it. Mark Perry's book, Dancing with the Devil, how Puffy burned the bad boys of hip hop. He talked about that. You understand what I'm saying? So when you talk about Puffy hiring these gay French and Italian and European white dudes to design his clothes, we found out that they had put an implantable biomicrochip inside the label. So like the jeans you got on, that may not even be your size, but when you went to the store, you said, man, I get a 42 regular. Well, they took the small, medium tags and put it on the extra, the large, and the extra large jeans. Are you following me? So naturally, the pants will be baggy. Then they married on the jail culture to hip hop, and now the butt crack became the new cleavage. Are you following me? Slick devils, man. This is why you get the dudes in the streets now with the funny little hairstyles and the earrings and the white tees and the cute little tight skinny jeans and this kind of thing. It's feminizing hip hop. Thank you, Puffy. We really appreciate that.
Wow, that's deep.
And Little Wendy, Little Wayne, and the rest of them showing us your goddamn underwear. Let me tell y'all something, man. I ain't scared of none of these dudes. I say that on every lecture. Bring it, man. Let me tell you, I got soldiers, man, that don't give a fuck about this music. We'll take it to your ass. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not bragging. I'm just saying enough of the bullshit.
I mean,
we want to put hip hop, bring hip hop back to its original origin. You understand what I'm saying? All the rest of that strip hop shit that y'all doing, y'all can keep that shit, man.
So you think do you think they're being controlled to put out this type of music?
They're part of it.
So the Soulja Boys, even the people as low level as them, the Soulja Boys.
No, he don't know any damn better. Somebody to pluck him upside his damn head. All he's doing, and we can't fault him for that. He's just trying to come up. I was at this gig, right? KRS-One was performing, and me, I'm kind of like, you know, the DL way in the back, unassuming. I go in the joint. I ain't wearing no dark glasses or nothing, but I'm just up in there. If you don't know who I am, you won't recognize me.
But just to comment on that though, before you continue, what's up with your boy KRS-One though? He doing all type of commercials and stuff like that now. So it seems like he getting back in the mix. If they approach him and say, "Hey man, it's about time. Are you finally gonna come aboard?" Think he finally said yeah, or what's going on?
I think unintentionally, KRS-One, unbeknownst to him, is playing into their hands.
It's all about that money.
I was talking to the brother here earlier, and we're saying religion is controlled by the same people that's running and controlling hip hop. You follow me? So we got to understand that. But I think KRS-One should not have apologized, not to Nelly, not to 50 Cent, not to any of these people that he got caught on film apologizing to. KRS-One, fuck them, man. You an elder, dude. Hold your ground. You understand what I'm saying? And if they want to come up and battle you and you hand them their ass, so damn what? They need to learn that lesson. But don't go apologizing to anybody. Ice-T, I want to send you a message too. Who this little punk ass Soulja Boy, I think he apologized to.
Yeah, he did do that.
Soulja Boy,
I felt like at the end of the day, he spoke his mind. He should have left it there. Ice-T, you an OG. You should have left it where it was at.
Thank you.
I respect you, Ice-T. Like, at the end of the day, I mean, you know, from New Jack City, I mean, before that, you made the first Cop diss song. Come on, man.
So I'm saying to Ice-T, and me and Ice-T like this, love the brother, and he loves me. I'm saying, man, get that motherfucker ass whooping and a fucking Band-Aid and a fucking lollipop and tell him to see you next week, man. You understand what I'm saying? Don't apologize. You know, I'm coming unapologetically. I'm not apologizing to none of these dudes. Look, if your ass is wrong and you need to be checked, your ass is wrong. When my ass, quote unquote, spoke out of turn according to Chuck D and the rest of Public Enemy, they kicked my ass out of the group. My ass was poisoned, left for fucking dead. Nobody came to my motherfucking aid. Are you following me? I'm not bitter behind it. That's just what I had to go through to get to this point. So I'm saying to the KRS-Ones and the Ice-T's and the Ice Cubes, you're in position now. You understand what I'm saying? Straight up, they ain't got to kiss your ring or none of that bullshit, but I'm saying to you, you an elder, man. You know, play the statesman, the elder role. You understand what I'm saying? None of these dudes. the Soldier Boys, the Waka Fuckers, or whoever the fuck they are, none of them getting no pass, man, until you earn your damn keep. Plain and simple.
So yeah, I was going to ask you about the whole Public Enemy situation with you, Chuck D, and Flavor. Obviously, you know, being out in the forefront of that whole movement. What's your relationships with them?
My relationship is like your relationship it is with your physical brother. We in the house. We see that, you know, little brother didn't take out the garbage today, but mom is coming down on me. You understand what I'm saying? So I got to just to wait for it. I got to say, yo, wasn't it your turn to take out the garbage? Damn, Dad didn't do that, man. I'm trying to do something. So it's a long relationship. You kind of figure if I wrote this, and this is 20 years of conversations, shit, you got to go back another 5, 10 years before that. That's how long I knew them. I knew them since I was like yay high. You understand what I'm saying? So, do I agree with some of the movies that they're making? Absolutely not.
What you feel about Flavor doing all these Flavor of Loves and all that? He basically started that whole movement. Once they seen they can capitalize on Flavor, I felt like that's what they catapulted the whole situation. So,
right.
If you ask me, I feel like, you know, he started the cancer.
Exactly. Well, I can agree with you. I cannot be on film and be a hypocrite and say, well, and try to stick up and justify the buffoonery. You understand what I'm saying? My position inside of the circle was like, look, dude, we're the most socially conscious, politically conscious hip-hop group ever in the history of music. You cannot go out like that, man. That generation that's coming up is viewing us, Public Enemy, through the eyes of VH1. And VH1 is slick because VH1, Video Hits 1, never play videos. What were they designed to do then? I defy anyone watching this. Go do your history on VH1 and look at the people behind VH1. I guarantee you, them bastards are the same people that's connected with the people that put together Facebook. Agents for the goddamn government. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to understand it. But Flavor should know better. Professor Griff should know better. The Chuck D's, the KRS Ones, we know better, man. You understand what I'm saying? We're playing right into the hands of these people, and we're actually giving them ammunition to use against us. You know, I had a song that I put out, one of my first songs of my first album. I said, look, pass the ammo, man.
Now, I want you to help me. I want you to help me with this, because I end up watching the piece.
Hold up. Let me just say one last thing on the Flavor thing. If it was not for people like Flavor, Public Enemy wouldn't have been what Public Enemy was.
He was definitely the flavor to the unit, though. I mean, he was definitely he drew people,
all the knuckleheads. He drew the people that's watching YouTube right now. He drew them to the group so me and Chuck can actually put forth the agenda. You understand what I'm saying?
The message.
Right, but so to cap that off, I got a mad love for Flavor. You know, Chuck and the rest of the brothers in Public Enemy. But we have to get back on our job, man, seriously, as elder statesmen, man, and basically say to the rest of the industry, look, man, we got to get this thing right, or these other multinational corporations, these other people, they're going to control hip-hop and take it off its course. And the next step, the next movement in hip-hop is straight up going to be some effeminized.
They're definitely doing the homogenics thing. They're combining both of those real heavy. They're trying to make the blue and the red go together and make a swirl real quick.
Right, so now it's cool to wear pink underwear matching your teeth and matching your belt buckle and saying little cute shit on stage and nah.
I like to call it voguing. That's what the clubs have turned into, by the way. It's just a whole vogue. Yeah. Like you go in, everybody's voguing. Whatever happened to the partying and just really, you know, like right now they turned the club into an institution because you got the floor, which is the peons. You got the medium VIP, which is for the average people, and then you got the celebrity VIP.
Yeah, the stained glass windows.
Right. So they broke it down into 3 stages. So to me, that's like an institution too.
Yeah, when you talk about the 3 stages, ironic that Jay-Z's album is the Blueprint 3. So when we talk about the 3,
I don't even want to get into that.
But we don't understand the deeper side.
That Blueprint 3, we understand like the Blueprint 3. Like once I found out Jay-Z studies Alexander Cromley, which is
Aleister Crowley.
Yeah, Aleister Crowley. I apologize. He's basically like the messiah of the new age movement. They all refer back to him. And when I seen that "Do As Thou Wilt" on his shirt,
which is the whole of the law. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I seen that on his shirt, and I hear him talking about evolution is progress.
Right.
Basically meaning ushering in the new age. And when they put out that video on to the next one, which I feel like, listen, because I'm going to keep it funky, right? Because that's what I know how to do. Y'all know me. When I listen to that song, I feel some type of way.
Well,
when I went to that concert, I seen some stuff on that big, you know, because all the designs y'all do when y'all do the shows and stuff like that. So he had this one thing on there where it was like a whole bunch of swirls, and you seen a picture of like Satan, like the vampire Satan, like the Dracula face Satan. Then you seen a black church behind there, and it was like the hypno sign, like with all the swirls and stuff like that. I actually have it on my phone because I was in the concert. And I asked my one man in Houston, like, you know, did you go to the concert, whatever? He's like, yeah. And I asked him about that one particular scene. He said he did the same thing at that concert too.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, like, you're putting together this big Blueprint 3 tour, doing that, you know, with the hypnos and stuff. Is you trying to go around and hit me? Because I mean, look, Phyllis was packed. There's about like 30,000 people in there almost, it felt like. You know what I'm saying? So if all these people are seeing that one sign, what do you think that means? Like
Jay won because he initiated all of y'all. You went through the ritual.
I'm salty about it. I gotta throw away my Blueprint 3 season.
No, you actually went through the ritual. Study your esoteric agenda, where they tell you certain times of the year, every year, they have to spill large amounts of blood. They have to pull, they're like psychic vampires, they have to pull your energy. 30,000 people throwing up the all-seeing eye of Lucifer, throwing up the Baphomet. Oh, they got you, they got your energy. You drained, dude, you leaving there dizzy.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I didn't throw that up, though. I'm kind of aware of that, but
But imagine how many that did.
Yeah, I know, it was crazy. Like, everybody, like the whole thing, everybody was throwing it up.
It's a ritual.
And it's crazy how, you know what I'm saying, like they pull it off on you like that. And like with Jay-Z, I had so much respect for Jay. But it's like now as I'm becoming aware and I'm awakening to what's going on. Like I said, me coming out the young culture or whatever, it's sad, man. Like, it's really sad. Like, how can you deceive so many masses of people when everybody listens to Jay?
He is doing the bidding of his masters.
And he's doing a great job, though. That's why they're rewarding him with basketball teams. And that's why Jay, for real, y'all got to understand, Jay is the most powerful man in hip-hop right now. Not Puff Daddy, not 50 Cent, Jay-Z. Well, he does the bidding of his masters well. That's what I'm saying.
I beg to differ with that. The most powerful men in hip-hop, we don't see.
Oh, yeah.
They don't have mics.
Right.
They ain't got to go on stage and clown and, you know, buck dance. Well,
you could say he's the most powerful face that they're using. Like, he's the ultimate to where he does what they tell him to do.
That's the same thing with Barack Obama. I mean, he's the most powerful face. And this man, Zbigniew Brzezinski, made that very clear.
It's not Barack, though. It's Barry. I don't know. True. I know Barry.
But the Grand Chessboard explains it. Zbigniew Brzezinski. Y'all probably never heard of this dude. He's probably 80 years old. But if you just put his name in the search engine, Zbigniew Brzezinski, the Grand Chessboard, you understand what I'm saying? You'll be surprised at the money that was put up to make sure Barry, thank you, was selected before he was elected. That's all I got to say on that.
So let me ask you this about the house situation with your house getting burnt down. Do you think the Illuminati has something to do with that, to try to send you a message to try to quiet you? Or
well, this is something I've never really said on film. I've said it on film, but I had that particular tape locked away in my safe behind my desk, and no one has ever heard me say this. But I think it's time that we kind of get this out in the open. That you know, on the Occult Science Radio interview and World Star and some other interviews that I've done, I've actually talked about the blood and the human sacrifice. Well, I'm gonna look right in the camera and say this. I was supposed to be that blood human sacrifice for Public Enemy, but I survived it. Do you understand what I'm saying? And since I survived it and I'm talking about it now it's imperative that these people silence me. Plain and simple. I've told you about people that I had to deal with right in front of my door right here. You understand what I'm saying? I tell people, look, when you call me, know that this conversation is being listened to. Plain and simple. I can't tell you how many times my MySpace, Facebook, email accounts, websites get shut down. You understand what I'm saying? I know they listening. You understand what I'm saying? To a degree, I know these days are numbered for me. You understand what I'm saying? But I have to do what I have to do because I know they got to do what they have to do. My house burning down, that wasn't no accident. That wasn't no accident. But see, I'm not tied to the material. You know, this is where I do photography and make music in here, and I ain't skip a step. And I really appreciate all the people like, you know, y'all's people stepping up You know, brothers was just putting money in my hand when they see me in the street. They was going online and going to PayPal and putting money in my account to make sure that I stayed alive. And the people actually stepped up, man. And if I wouldn't be if it wasn't for the people.
Yeah, because the people are waking up. They're getting aware
exactly.
now.
And you know what they said themselves? That Professor Griff, man, but I may not agree with everything he got to say or the way he say it, but hey, man, that brother's a soldier. And if they came at that brother like that to silence him like that, I got to support the brother. I mean, $5, I ain't going to miss that. You understand? The people were giving me used books. I had 3,000 books, man. All my books couldn't even fit in these 3 rooms.
That's real.
You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I had a DVD library that'll blow your mind. And to come home, I wasn't even in town at the time. To come home and look at the shell of my house, I'm like, God damn. So I'm walking in, you know, with a wet T-shirt over my mouth. I'm going through, see if I could salvage some things. It was like critical. And then for the insurance company to fight me tooth and nail, even down to the lawyers, man, just probably paid off.
So have they ever tried to approach you, though, and try to get you in with you knowing so much? I'm pretty sure that, has anybody ever tried to approach you to get you into this so-called?
Let me tell you what your man Hustle Simmons said to me. I'm at the Million Man March, or the Million More Movement, I think it was the one after that. Behind stage, dignitaries and all the important people were there. So I'm talking to Russell, and I'm like, look, man, did that whole Jewish thing affect your life like it did me? He says, man, all you had to do was make a hit record, and that would have been that. Or basically, in other words, all you had to do was come on in. Basically, you understand what I'm saying? Chill the fuck out. We would hit you off, just kind of like, everything would have been cool. You mean to tell me all this time my life has been ruined? I've been poisoned, shot at, house burned down, all kicked out of Public Enemy, all this shit, and you tell me in a fucking fleeing moment behind stage somewhere that all I had to do was make a hit record? Oh, damn. That goes to show y'all, man. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. You understand what I'm saying? Right now I'm feeling like Tupac. They don't give a fuck about us, man.
They killed that brother, man. That brother was on something.
You got to question Quincy Jones about that. Quincy Jones set up those sex rings, and Quincy Jones had called Tupac in to go through the homosexual ritual, and when he turned him down, when he turned Quincy Jones down, and Quincy Jones found out that he was engaged to Quincy Jones's daughter, that's when Tupac was marked for death. Quincy Jones's daughter was best friends with Aaliyah. Aaliyah was mocked. Aaliyah connected to Dame Dash. Dame Dash was mocked.
From Dame.
It's all connected, man.
To start that,
Michael Jackson was mocked. It's all connected. It's all connected, man. Read the Tavistock Institute. Every lecture I show this book. These are written by white boys long before us. This was going on. So, they came to America as operatives, coming among us. Remember back in the day, this book talks about the nefarious niggerization of hip-hop, the first millennium edition of the American Directory of Certified Uncle Toms. It talked about how these young white boys started establishing all these record companies, these subsidiaries, because their parents owned the majors. They got distribution. So they could sign the brothers to these subsidiary labels. Are you following me? Mm-hmm. They were the ones that said that they were going to make you calling yourself a nigga very popular. It talks about that on page 236, I believe. And I tell people all the time, I said, listen, this ain't Professor Griff. It says with their cash in a superior industry position, these white entrepreneurs installed a new leadership over hip-hop, and they began to promote a nefarious niggerization of rap music. It says KRS-One and Public Enemy, with the message that KRS-One and Public Enemy, they said we were reaching the masses of young black people. And then NWA, niggas with attitudes, would be paid off and put in a position where they would neutralize Public Enemy and brothers like KRS-One. And then came the gangster rap, thugging, balling, now pimping. Now the metrosexual is about to take over hip-hop. And your children, your nephew, your niece, and all the little ones, the shorties now, Tay-Tay, Riri, Man, and Twan and them, in the hood, gonna be wearing fucking skirts. Watch. Man purses and this kind of shit. Seriously.
All I can say is, man, it's as y'all can see, it's heating up. I gotta wipe my forehead, man, because, you know, Don Peoplez, I ain't never been into the battle like this. And like I said, we really getting to the meat of the grit right now.
Well, listen, man, let me just say one thing. It ain't no beef.
There's no beef.
I'm not gonna see you at the Soul Train Awards, and you know, and you going, you know.
But this is what I want.
And they're gonna want to, you know, bump me or send their man to come step to me. It ain't gonna be that kind of party, man. Because I'm telling you, I'm 5'5", 148 pounds, dude. I'm not playing that. I'm not playing that.
So let me ask you this, because if back to that whole homosexual ritual thing, right? So if Pac was set up to do this and he didn't do it, which, you know, does everybody have to go through that to get in?
No, not everybody. You see, like I said earlier, you don't choose them. This ain't an everybody thing. This is an elite club.
Okay, so Pac. Okay, so the elite club now would be Jay-Z, 50,
Puffy,
Kanye,
Beyonce,
and all. Okay, so are these people, have they been put through that?
Rihanna's.
Have they been put through that?
Yeah, it's probably not their time, but that's not the only ritual.
So you saying Jay-Z being at the point he is now, being, because the Blueprint 3 was signifying his masturbation shit, that album. That was to signify his masturbation shit, right? So for him to make it to this masturbation point, did he have to get, did he get?
I don't think the homosexual ritual, no.
You got off the hook. I was trying to find out something.
Not to my knowledge, no. But
wait a minute, well, how Jay-Z get past it?
Some of the best of them. In these books, you can read about some of the best of them that took it.
I'm just saying, I feel like I feel like
other people, dignitaries,
like the Puff Daddy situation, right? Like we all were kind of hip to Puff. Like Puff, I mean, that's the thing around, like, you know, with me, you know.
Why Puff and not Jay?
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and all these different people, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, what makes Jay-Z exempt from the homo rule? This is what I want to know. Like, what makes him exempt? Is he that cool?
No, I think they just have another path for him.
What do you mean? Like, what? Okay, for Tupac, why would they want to do my man like that?
Well, you know, if you want to be up in that movie space, this is one of the reasons why I think not Jay. If you want to be up in that movie space and you want to kind of get up into that space, I think a lot of them, either that or put on a dress.
What about LL?
Well, I think LL was brought to Hollywood by Quincy Jones. I think Queen Latifah was brought to Hollywood by Quincy Jones.
And Fresh Prince too, right?
Fresh Prince, of course.
Oh yeah, Fresh.
What's the dude's name? Tevin Campbell and
Tevin ain't been the same. They ruined that man, and I think that's why Mike was messing with Quincy.
No, you see, but you got to understand something. Mike rejected it like Tupac rejected it.
But you don't think he was a part of it at first? I mean, because Mike was older when he rejected it. Mike didn't start rejecting it maybe until he turned about 40.
Mike didn't know any better.
That's what I'm saying. So all them kids being put in his bed and stuff, wasn't that?
Why would they put among him? Precisely the point.
That's what I'm saying. So was Quincy behind the scenes putting the kids in the bed?
No, I'm not talking about Quincy, but I'm talking about those people that surrounded Mike are connected to the people that surround Quincy.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And it's like, you know, do your thing. We got to initiate you. We got to bring you in, whatever. Go on YouTube and listen to Michael Jackson's speeches.
Oh yeah, I was here. Yeah, I heard that whole little tour he was setting up.
When he rejected the whole ritual thing, he was like, no. He was losing his mind for a minute, hanging a baby out of the window because he was wrestling with it. Then they came at him, and it was like, look, man, we're going to bring you up on charges, dude. Take pictures of your fucking freckles on your dick. You understand what I'm saying? And at that point, we were already like, the hell with Michael Jackson. Then Cat Williams came out and said what he said about Mike. But Cat Williams was correct when he said those mansion parties, and y'all don't understand what go on with that shit, man.
See, now you have to bring my viewers up to speed on that, because the whole I'm not even hip to that, what was said about that. What did Cat Williams?
Cat Williams said they was letting him in, and the stuff that he was seeing was blowing his mind. And I'm telling y'all right now, if y'all don't want to believe it, watch in the next couple of years. They coming after Cat Williams. Cat Williams tell too much truth. They coming after Cat Williams, man. Seriously. Do you understand what I'm saying? And the whole idea of Michael Jackson rejecting it and they bringing him up on charges and this kind of thing, that's public humiliation. Then they set up the doctor, to be around Mike in his presence, and they provided the medicine for him to give the Mike. Oh, come on, man. That's covert operation, dude. That's CIA.
And that's why the Jackson's family is not kind of talking, because I already know they've been threatened, and that's why they not saying nothing. Joe like, I ain't nothing to do with that.
Exactly.
So
if you want to live, shut the hell up.
And that's pretty much what it is.
That's what it is. And a lot of times, we don't have a lot of time to tell the entire story, but I hope within the next 6 months, I'll be able to decode the stuff that I'm showing you here, especially, you know, how they murked William Cooper.
Oh, I have that book at the house.
You understand what I'm
Behold
saying?
the Pale White Horse, yeah.
William Cooper, Alex Constantine, John Coleman, who also wrote the Committee 300, John Potash, these people that don't look like us, but they've documented it.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? We got to get back to basics, man. We got to start reading. We back in the day when I was coming up, we made it popular to stand out on the corner and kind of show people what we know and what we studied. That's not popular anymore.
Oh, now
you understand what I'm saying? Oh yeah. Hell yeah. But we got to bring that back. Straight up, brothers. Y'all got to start reading, dude. A lot of y'all call me and want to run up on me in the street at the fucking grocery store 3:30 in the morning trying to prove your point, but you don't read shit. I came up during the day there wasn't no internet, so I had to read.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, you have to read.
But the internet, I can honestly say, blessed us to hear real people like you, though.
Oh, give that.
You know what I'm saying? To be able to, because you know, like you said, if it was just strictly on reading, then I would be totally ignorant. You know, I'm just now starting to get my reading on, so to speak.
Yes,
but it takes the internet to make me want to read.
That's the man in you admitting that. You understand what I'm saying? All of us have gotten to that point, man. I mean, I got volumes of stuff over there I can admit that I haven't read that I know I need to. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But it's one of those kind of situations where I literally, man, have to put some of my studies on hold, man, so people can kind of catch up. You understand what I'm saying? That's why a lot of my lectures are 4 hours long, and I'm showing mainly pictures on the screen because I got to get people acclimated. You understand what I'm saying?
You know, that sodium fluoride they putting in that water, man, has dumbed a lot of us down. So you got to excuse us who came from tap water situations. But
hold on. Not only that, I know you got to close, but not only that. You remember back in the day? Well, you probably don't. You're probably too young. But there was a thing with the crack babies. The mothers that were on crack having babies. Those are the little Waynes.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's like, dude, you have to make some sense sooner or later. But that's some good shit he pulled. But going to jail, and they told him not today because they had some shit with his teeth. I'm gonna pull that shit. They're gonna come get my ass.
Teeth. Yeah, I gotta get my teeth.
I'm gonna be like, yo, straight up right here.
This tooth right here gotta get done.
But anyway, my book, man, all of this is in my book, Analytics, 20 years of interviews and conversations with Public Enemy's Minister of Information. It's called Analytics. I know you'll be jacking up the title. It's Analytics. All it means is critical thinking. But I want to thank you for this short time we spent together, man.
I got one more question I gotta get out here. What do you think hip-hop is going in the next 5 years? What do you think we'll be in the next 5 years? Best case scenario, worst case scenario. Go ahead and speak on it.
The next 5 years, I don't think we're going to be calling it hip-hop. Black Dot talked about that in his book, Hip-Hop Decoded. We need to go back to its ancient origins. All right? Worst case scenario, best case scenario. Best case scenario, that my daughter's daughter will be speaking a language that we probably won't even understand, like Lil Wayne. When I hear him, I don't understand what the hell he talking about. Are you following me? We're going to have to speak the language of our ancient ancestors and be able to communicate to one another past the English language. You understand what I'm saying? I think because technology is going to be so advanced in 5 years, the whole idea of talking on a cell phone might be obsolete. Then using money is going to be gone. Simple, plain simple.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, so in the next 5 years, you see this world morphing into, as far as, I mean, because you know, with this whole 2000, I know we're running out of time, I know this, but just in a nutshell, with 2012 approaching, they're talking about the planet Nibiru, or whatever this planet is coming into our solar system, that Mayas, ancient Mayas speak about. Like, where do you see all that going?
Well, you know something, for those that are believing this 2012 thing, if you don't know shit about the Mayans, be quiet, because that's the only thing you know about the Mayans. Study the Mayans. The Mayans said a whole lot more than just the 2012 thing. But there is going to be a shift in consciousness. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm hoping, and this is no personal attack on anyone that has a religion. I'm saying I hope they just got to get rid of the idol worship, and we come into this one kind of mind. Not the new world order, not the one world government, but the one aim, one God, one destiny, as Marcus Garvey talked about. You understand what I'm saying? I don't need to send my prayers to someone else for them to take my prayers to God. You understand what I'm saying? I don't need to finance the pastor or the reverend's lavish lifestyle. I want us to come to the point where we have a direct connection to the God self, and that's how we deal. You understand what I'm saying? So we can come in harmony. Now I'm gonna tell you, like they said in New Jack City, man, we all we got, bro. You understand what I'm saying? We all we got, and that's what's gonna go down. Now listen, I like to say this: revolution is not an event; it's a process. And Dr. Martin Luther King says, violence, when it comes to revolution, is not evil and it's not good. That shit is necessary. Plain and simple.
So basically what you're saying is these next few years, it's going to be either you pick this side or you pick that side.
You're going to have to choose, man. And there's no straddling the fence. You either got to be a man or a woman. You either going to wear pink or blue, dude. Something. Are you following me?
I'm following you.
Okay, this is Professor Griff. I'm signing out.
Deadbolt TV, Donnie Peoplez with the great Professor Griff. We out of here, man. Deadbolt. We in the game.